I love the unknown now, and I used to hate it.
Has running helped with that?
100%. When you set big goals with running, right? And you train yourself and you accomplish these goals, it's kind of like, dang, like I did that by myself. What else can I do? And that mentality goes into my business. It goes into running. Everywhere, it goes into my friendships and just even my decision making in life. It really does just, it pours into everything.
Speaking of betting on yourself, you own a company. Talking about the process of entrepreneurship and why and how did you go all in on that?
God, it's so funny because like I look back at how it all happened and I'm like, I don't even recognize that girl. I went to school to be a high school math teacher. I went to college to be a high school math teacher. So totally different from what I'm doing now. And I don't know, I think something just kind of changed in me, I think, over my years through college. And I think I became more confident. I knew who I was. And it was basically when I did my senior year student teaching, that was when I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do this. I remember asking myself like, okay, when I'm 40 years old, do I want to be sitting in a high school teaching the same math course every single day? And it's just like, I knew it just was not setting my soul on fire. Like I knew that I wanted to do something else. And like, that's not to say that teaching has been an incredible profession. Teachers have literally changed my life. I just knew that like, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my calling. And, I had been always passionate about fitness and I was kind of getting into running and I always was so annoyed by my running apparel. When I was running, like this was kind of my senior year. And I just always remember it was specifically my leggings. I was like, why do all of the leggings that I try, why are they terrible? Like I was so annoyed by it, truly. Like my leggings would fall down, like literally I'd be pulling them up like every quarter mile. They didn't have pockets. And like, if they did have a pocket, it was in like a weird place or it was too small. Like I couldn't fit my phone and I wanted to run with music.
Shocks.
Yes, I know. Seriously. There was always something. There was like a front seam and they were too long or the back seam was just so ugly. And I'm like, who approved these products? Like, do runners even create these? Like, there's no way. Like, these are terrible. And I kind of think that's what like originally stemmed it. I was just so annoyed by my running apparel. And I'd always been into fashion and things like that. And so
Business 101, solve a problem.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So basically, after I did my student teaching, that winter break, kind of throughout that first semester, I was just like, what the heck am I doing with my life? It's my senior year. I'm about to graduate with this degree that is literally only going to allow me to be a math teacher. And I don't want to do it. And I kind of just really had to sit down with myself and be like, okay, what the heck am I doing? Obviously, the thought of starting my own activewear company had kind of been in the back of my head. I also had my social media at that time, but I don't even think I had 5,000 followers on Instagram, like a small little account. But I was like, maybe I can do something with social media and starting a brand. And that was kind of like my idea. And so, I talked to my parents about it. When I came home for winter break, I was just like, I think this is what I want to do. And I think, honestly, at first, my parents were always very supportive, but I don't really think they understood quite like social media and, how much you can really just make a living off of it. And I think at first they were very much like, you need to get your degree. This is a set job. You can graduate. You can work at any school. You'll have a steady income, like a great salary. Like, are you sure you want to give that up? And like all of those things were so true. Like, yes, I could graduate. I could have gone and worked at any school. Math is a critical shortage area. I would have had no problem getting a job and I could have taught math. I could have absolutely done that. And I feel like the idea of just knowing how predictable my future could be, I was like, I don't want that. Like, it's like, but what about trying this? Like, what about betting on myself and seeing where this goes? And, the idea of having no idea of like what your future would be with this completely new endeavor, it was terrifying, but also so exciting. And it was basically winter break. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to go all in because I know I will regret it if I don't. And that winter break, I started designing. I learned how to use Adobe. I started designing in Adobe. I just started researching like every single night. I was looking up fabric compositions, fabric weights, all of these like stitching techniques. And I was just literally trying to get as much information as I could and just try to figure out like, first of all, I don't care about the business. Like I need to figure out how to make the perfect
product,
legging. That was like my big thing. It was like, I need to make a perfect legging. And I literally wrote down a list of criteria. I was like, okay, if I can check off all of these boxes, I will have created the dream running legging. And yeah, so I started doing that over my winter break. And then I decided, I was like, I'm going to do a 1-year MBA program. So I did like a 1-year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I did a 1-year accelerator program. I was like, I'm just going to graduate with my degree. I was 1 semester short. It's like, it'd be dumb not to.
Yeah.
It's like, it's my backup option. If all else fails, I'll be a teacher. So, but yeah, I decided I was like, I'm going to do this 1-year accelerated MBA program. And while I'm in that program, I'm going to try to start my business. And I just remember every night in school, like every day was like, I was trying to just get all my work done so I could start working on my business. And it was every single night, like late nights in my bedroom, literally like in my college dorm room, just like figuring out how to start this business. And that's what started it. You know, it was literally just me in my college dorm trying to figure it out. And I mean, looking back, I think it's so crazy to see like how I'm sitting here. I'm living in Colorado and that's all because of my business. But I'm so proud of myself for just taking that risk, you know, and just going all in because you never know until you try, right? And, you know, if you fail, you fail. But what if you succeed? And it was it was a crazy time. And I think also being a math major, I was such a black and white person. It was like, when you're a math major, that's your brain. You're wired. You're like, this is the solution and this is how you get to it. Where with business, it's so conceptual. You never, ever know what's going to happen. And even today, it's like, I always tell people being a business owner is just a series of problems that you just have to constantly solve. You constantly have to make decisions on the dot. You never know what to expect. I mean, God, there have just been the craziest things that have happened in my time with Expntl. But I mean, yeah, I've learned to just love it. Like, I love that. I love the unknown now, and I used to hate it.
Has running helped with that?
100%. I think, you know, my business has gone into running and just kind of like when you set big goals with running, right? And you train yourself and you accomplish these goals, it's kind of like, dang, like I did that by myself. What else can I do? And that mentality goes into my business. It goes into running. It goes into my friendships and just even my decision making in life. It really does it pours into everything.